Good afternoon. Today is Sunday and I am at the allotment because I need to put in my beans. Right now I'm actually walking down to get the wheelbarrow so that I can take all the beans and put them in the ground. The old dwarf beans. Hold on, look at those of you from the UK. How do you deal with this? It's now right in the path where we go. Something needs to be done by the owners of these spaces because it's either I'm getting stung or I'm getting scraped. Oh my gosh, look at that huge enormous pumpkin in there, just there. This is my neighbor's. He's harvested all his onions except a few. He's got tomatoes in there, doing really well indeed. Oh my gosh, this place looks overgrown. Nice, looks very nice indeed. Right, I see that they've been staff digging in my allotment and it looks like the onions I left, some of them have actually dropped their size to say we're ready. And so they're going to be coming home with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, you didn't see that one. 4, 5, 6. Let's see if there's any more that have dropped. Nope, these guys are still hanging on for dear life, so I'll leave them. I see another one here. 7. And weeds, always. I just came to get the wheelbarrow, but this is what always happens. Okay. Oh wow. Tomatoes need a prune. A real prune. Even the sweet corn is not staying upright because it's so big and the wind is pushing it. Look at all these flowers on here on my volunteer tomatoes. They look very well. I can smell my compost tea festering nicely. The sweet potatoes are galloping away and starting to cover this whole bed area. Had I thought about it, I would have removed the frame I put in place to stop wild animals from digging into my ground. I feel like this is either Swiss chard or beetroot. It's beetroot, so that's why I left it in. These guys are rooting wherever they go. Oh, I almost fell over. This is easily remedied and can go in there. Yeah, rape is doing well. Oh, we got more heads of corn. Let's see. Do we have any more mushrooms today? This tomato is hanging on. It's amazing. I thought it wasn't going to make it, but it's still hanging on. Even if it ripens just those two, it will have done well. Raspberries, I see a bit of red. And I think I have visitors who are trying to take my red. Oh well, that's all right. Stella doesn't always harvest everything she gets, and we have had more mushrooms. And they have been eaten by something. There we go. It's official. Stella can grow mushrooms. I'll leave these guys for now. Let them get eaten because they're past. And as I said, I'll leave them to grow in order that they can produce more spores. The raspberries are starting. Right, let me get my wheelbarrow. Let's get on and do what I'm here for. and then we can carry on. Okay, I've got everything here now. I've got some dwarf French beans in there. I don't know what color those are. And then I've got more dwarf French beans here. And these are my 2 pumpkins. And then here I have my cobra, which I'm going to put on here on these 6 frames that I left for just for it. So I'm going to get started with that. I have no idea about how to prune pumpkins in order that they stop growing, because I'm wanting to put a pumpkin here so it can start to go that way, and another one here. I'll put it here close to the beans, but I'll face it this way so it doesn't actually go into the bean area, or I'll train it to wrap around and go down that way. It's a lot of stuff trying to fit it in. Or my other option, since I've already got pumpkins growing and it's not crucial for me to have more pumpkins on this patch, what I could do is bring these 2 pumpkins up here and put them into here. And then I hear you ask, where are you going to train them to? I'll train them down this path to go down there, and then I'll have to just avoid using the middle path to come up. It's a bit risky, I know, but I really want to find somewhere where I can put them, where they can have the freedom to grow. And right now everywhere I look is full. I wonder, what would you do? I need to pull out some of these. I might actually leave the baby cabbages. Ooh, mildew from all the rain. Can you see it? Won't affect the growth, but I'll cut some of it off so that we can have healthier. I'm sure it won't spread so badly. Wow, some of these pumpkins have gotten so much bigger in this short period of time that I've been away. I mean, look at this one here. It's now a lot bigger. It's the Crown Prince. Yeah, I think I'll give that Crown Prince one of them a chance to grow better by putting it on this bed where we have manure. So it's this one which is already leading. It's got its lead. Okay, right, let me set you up, and I think we'll start with the cobra. Get the cobra in, get the French beans in, get the pumpkin in. I might even put some of these dwarf beans here, because that had been the plan before, is to put them just along here. So let's see how well we succeed at that. First, I need to move this way. I think I can work out how to remove some of the branches which don't have successful fruit on them. That way the Crown Prince will have more of a chance and space to grow. I'm going to probably put it here and face it that way so that I can actually train them to go that way. But first, let's focus on what we're here for first, which is the cobras. Because you keep it warm and the ants are all over, but I'm not worried about them. I grew up with red ants, which are more scary than these guys here. So I'm just going to keep putting my beans in. As long as they stay healthy, I don't think that they'll be disturbed by the ants. So only if they become diseased and become an opportunity for easy food, that they'll start to be a problem. We have to learn to live with our neighbors the best we can. So as I go, I pull out some of these things, these weeds, and I need to tie these guys up because they're not learning which way to go. So I'll probably try and tidy some of them up in the hope that they'll find their way. It's such an easy way when you use a blade. The other time I was using scissors, it was so much tougher, and I was being lazy about buying scissors. I mean a blade. When I finally got one, I don't know why I hadn't done it before. So let's get the last lot of these. The others are red cabbage, they're going back home. They're not quite ready for the allotment yet, not with all the slugs and everything. Taking off the weeds. My neighbor has a lot of weeds in his garden, so there's a lot of weed seeds. Okay. Pushing them right deep into the manure, if you remember. Put manure here, didn't I? And it's been sitting, waiting for beans. There we go. Hopefully these should do well. So I finally got climbing beans. Right, step 2 is French beans. And I'm not sure where to put them. I think we'll start with the easy ones, which are going in here. Let me show you. Leave the blade here. Don't need it for this section. But need this. Okay. And the fork. Right. This is where I want the French beans to go. Some of the French beans to go, not all of them. So I need to remove the, what's it called? The onions, which I've just harvested, so that I can actually make space for, there we go, that's better. Move the onions so I can make space for the beans. In a square foot, I can put 4 theoretically in each. So I might be able to fit most of them here, which would be great. And if I'm going to fit them all here, I need to remove these guys. Bindweed, weed. Okay. So I'll do 1, that's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. big because I have to say that. All those are in. I think they're the yellow ones. I need to work out how to support those. I need to prune them as well, because when I pruned the ones at home and stood them up better, it worked a lot better for me. So I need to work out how to support the French beans so that they're not touching the ground where the animals can try and get to them and take my food. So, and I've also got a bit more in way of onion. Shallots, they're shallots harvest. So now I'm going to go put in the other ones. Time now is nearly 5 o'clock. I've been here nearly an hour, so I don't want to be too long, because with it being Sunday and tomorrow is a working day, I need to hurry up. So let me get on and do the rest. Because I've run out of space on the other side, I'm going to put the French beans here in between the pumpkins and the climbing beans, as I'd planned before. So, and I think next time I'll put the beans on the inside of the poles and then wrap them round so this side stays empty. Right, let me get on. I realized I've still got some space in this bed. I've just taken out a few onions there. And I don't know, do I wait on these onions that are still growing, or do I pull them out? I think I'll leave the ones that are in with the peppers. Oh, this one is done. I think if this one is done, then this partner must be close to done as well. So I'll take it out. These guys are still doing well, so I don't want to disturb them until they drop. I wonder if they'll be dropping soon, within the next few weeks, I'm sure, days. But it gives me enough space, and in the process I'm just seeing that I need to take this off. It's been eaten, so it needs to go in the compost. I'll leave just the ones that are working well. So yeah, so this gives me space for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see these. And probably one here. 7. What's the word? Got Swiss chard as well as beetroot. 7 dwarf beans to go there, and then I don't have so many to hunt a space for. Why don't I use my new bed? Because it doesn't get watered as much, but let's try it. Why not? Let's experiment. But then I need to put something here. Let's do it. Okay. That's it. I have to go pick up my gear from there, since I'm going to plant here. So I hope you can see me. Let me check. Yeah, you can see. Okay, let's do this. Got leaf miner in this. Yikes. On some of the leaves. I've already got it a bit here. I think I'll put them elsewhere. I'm not going to risk my other plants I was just saying that. Yeah, the plants here are healthy, so let me take the leaf miner up top. Let me keep the ones that don't appear to have any here, and the leaf miner ones will go elsewhere. As I said before, sometimes attack by pests and the like is because of stress, and these plants needed to come out of here a long time ago and I didn't take them out, so the result is they've been attacked. But once they get healthy, disease loses its hold, so I have confidence that they'll be fine. The simple reason being, it's a bit like a malnourished child, isn't it? When a child is malnourished, they're more prone to disease, but the minute you start feeding, oh my gosh, how the hell? Sorry, I've just seen an aubergine, a huge aubergine. Wow, I'll get that in a minute. Hopefully it hasn't been attacked by anything, but this is on an allotment, so I put these guys here, and once again, just as with the mushrooms, I didn't have any expectations of success, and they're proving me totally and completely wrong in the extreme. A lot of people in this allotment don't grow things like aubergine because they say they don't get any success. And they don't grow tomatoes because they say tomatoes don't do so well, they don't grow tall. But you don't need a tomato to grow tall, you just need a tomato to grow fruit and give you that fruit, because that's what we're looking for. Oh wow, okay, let me finish, let me stop digressing. To give that bit up top a chance as well, so let's go put some in there. Why not? We don't want anywhere empty, do we? We want everywhere filled with food. I'm going to put one here. This one. Oh, looks nice. Let's take the rest up top, and then I'll work out how I'm going to support these beans as well to make them stand up better. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's pick this up. You create something and then you don't use it, Stella. What's that all about? Illogical, isn't it, to create something like this and then never use it in the growing season. There's a time when I first got the allotment when everything was so tough, when I considered just planting in these bags all the way through the allotment and avoiding the weeds that way. And then I changed my mind, and now you see me actually growing stuff in here. It took a lot of manure and compost to fill it up, so it's not a cheap choice, but if you do it a little bit at a time, it's a possible choice, because then you amend the soil in here, you don't amend all the soil, you limit the weeds, so it does have its benefits. We'll see how well these will do compared to the ones that are directly in the soil. Granted, we're now going to have a whole week of dry weather, so hopefully this won't dry out so much that the plants dry out and die. I'll have to keep an eye on them. They'll need regular watering. Okay, we're done with planting the French beans, and now it's on to the pumpkins. And since I've decided to use this, I may as well get one of the pumpkins and put it in here and train it to come down this way. So let me do that now. Waste not, want not, as they say. I'm going to experiment, because as you can see, the roots are already out the bottom. So what I'll do is I'll just put it into here. I don't know which way around it's going to face, which the leading stem is, but I think it's going to face this way. So I'm going to put it in this way, and then let's put you here. There. I'm going to leave that like that. It will grow its roots into the base. Keeping it in the pot means it will maintain a higher rise above, and then it will come out, and I'm going to train it down and right down the path. Right, let's go put the other one in now. This last one is going to stay in the pot as well, and then I'm going to train it to go upwards to meet the other pumpkin, after which I'll turn it around and bring it back down this way. So let's get on and do that. This should be easy and quick, and then I'll do my harvesting. How easy is that? The roots are already peeking out from the bottom. So that is that. Now let me do a bit of plant pruning so that we can actually reduce the amount of pumpkin spread from this pumpkin, and then I will have space for the other one, and it can concentrate on growing what it's already got. First I need to put my watch strap in properly because it's coming undone from all my movements and not securing it properly. Okay, we're secure. Right, let's get on and do pruning, after which, wow, I'm going to show your neighbor's pumpkin. Hold on, I'm not here for this, but you have to see this. Look at that. They are huge, and it looks like they got a few and then they cut them off and let them concentrate on growing those. Maybe that's what I need to do, cut off the rest and let them concentrate on growing what they've already got. Because we've got, how many uchikuris? We've got 1, 2, 3. I've got one crown prince I can see here, and then I've got another crown prince there, a third crown prince there. I've got 4 uchikuris and 3 crown princes, in fact 5 uchikuris or whatever they're called. So I think I can safely prune back a little bit. Right, let's get on and do some pruning. Taking off some of the branches, so I'll try and train it in between here. This one, the new one, is going to be trained the way those ones there have been trained. In others, I'm going to control how much it grows and see whether or not. So once I get at least 2 pumpkins on it, I will stop. I won't allow any more to grow, so I can concentrate on those. That's if I can learn how to do that. Now I just need to harvest some courgettes. I think we've done enough courgette harvesting videos now that I don't need to put you on a slow-mo. Let's go for my favorite, which is a time lapse, and let's see what we'll find. Oh dear, oh dear, dear, dear. Right, let's turn you on speed mode and we'll pull out what we've got, and then I'll show it to you after. But it is ridiculous. As you can see, this is a record. Oh, I've got a spider. Right, Ali came from my shed though. Anyway, this is a record for courgette. I'm going to try and support the plants themselves so they're a bit more upright and off the ground, so they get more air. But this I'm sure be over 1 kilo. Can you see my face? Oh Lord. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and support these guys, give them a bit more support so that they can actually get off the ground. Hopefully I'll be able to achieve it. Fingers crossed. Let's see how I go. Days I will learn how to support courgettes right from the beginning of the growing season so that they look like this. if you can see, they're now standing up and being supported. They obviously need a bit more support, but they should air them out. It was quite wet underneath. The other thing I need to learn to do is to maintain just one branch for each courgette and discourage expansion, because what my courgettes have decided to do is each one plant has produced about 3 or 4 branches from which it's producing fruit, which means that you become overwhelmed, and that's why my patch keeps getting overgrown. So I need to try and do something about that. Something else I need to try and sort out are these tomatoes. You can see this was one small volunteer tomato plant which has now overshadowed everything around it. I am not going to prune it. Should I prune it a little bit? Just a tiny little bit, just to allow for a bit more airflow. It's doing so well, but I'm so worried. I mean, I'm worried about that, but look at that. Totally and completely jungled up with tomatoes. I think tomorrow we'll come and do a bit of tomato pruning. That will be the focus of tomorrow. It's tomato pruning and supporting French beans, because the French beans need pruning and supporting so that they can grow correctly and produce, because they're going to be producing beans soon. So I need to get on top of them really quickly. So for now, I think it's enough. I'll just get this in Genesis and then I'll be done. Right, let's go.